Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm here today to do a review of One Piece episode 644. Now, this episode focuses on Giala. Giala, I don't know exactly how you say it, but it's the fat chick from the Dunkwixote family. She has the ability to basically shapeshift anything, including humans or ships or basically anything she throws her mind at. Basically, she imagines something, imagines a work of art or her description of a work of art, and then it like puffs up in a big ball over her head that she can then throw at something. Then it'll change it into whatever she envisioned it being. Now, basically, what happened first is Nami and Nami and Chopper and Brooke were on the ship, and they were looking at the men's dormitory, and they find you all in there, and then the men's dormitory looks all jacked up like a whack ass piece of art. She comes out and she's like, I can't expect humans to understand, regular humans to understand, a work of art. And then basically they say something to piss her off, and she has another little power startup imagination thing, and she throws it at Brooke and Nami and Chopper. Chopper turns into like a little small Tanuki, basically a version of the dude from his lobby Kaku turns into Kaku, like just a raccoon dog version instead of a giraffe version, and really smaller. Nami basically her tits shrink all the way down, and she becomes like a wacky, waveable, inflatable balloon man, basically. And then you got Brooke, who turns into like a flat skeleton, just flat. And basically, what happens is she tries to attack him again after she offers. She says, "I'll turn you back and leave if you just hand over Molonsky." Then Molonsky grabs Nami by the leg, and Nami's like, "Don't worry, we're not going to hand you over." And then she attacks him again, and then they pull up a hatch to block the next attack, a hatch from the deck of the ship. And then it changes the deck of the ship to some weird shape. And then right after the smoke from that whole exchange disappears, you see Chopper on the net right above the net leading up to the cell. He hops down and pulls the lever for the soldier docking system, and then I think it's 1 and 3 pops out the shark submarine and the waiver, or yeah, and then Nami's on the waiver. Obviously, the shark submarine include Brooke and Chopper. They get about 10 feet from the ship, and they try to provoke Giala to attack them. But Giala gets real pissed, and she walks back and says, "What are you doing, guys? Get them!" And then the guys come out of the sub, come out of the fog in a submarine, the Dunkwixote submarine. And then she proceeds to throw the two dudes that jumped on deck with them earlier back down onto the submarine, and basically told them to go fix the Straw Hats. And she thought up another imagination, and she changed the whole fucking shit, all of it. Like, and Nami and Chopper and Brooke are just like, Frankie's gonna be pissed when he sees this. Is there even any way to turn it back? And then they're like, obviously they don't know. Obviously, Giala can turn it back, but because she said she'd turn them back if they handed Mimoski over, so I'm assuming that she can turn the ship back as well. But how they're gonna get that done? Maybe they put secret and handcuffs on her later on, or just throw her into the sea or something. How they get the Sunny back is, we really don't know how, unless they just kind of convince her, kind of like they did with Gecko Moria when Moria had to call off the zombies. All right. Then after that, you see Ricky, the gladiator from before, not Kuros, but Ricky, the one with the mask and or the helmet, and it's half cut off, and you can see like his mustache and his teeth and stuff. But he's really wounded, and they're the treatments officers are basically trying to give him treatment. Then Rebecca comes up and is like, "Hey, you gotta have treatment. This is a bad injury." And then he's like, "No, I won't." The whole time he's like, "No, I won't do it." But after Rebecca says something, he kind of walks towards the back room like he's gonna allow them to give him treatment, but then he's not gonna allow them to help him back there to the treatment room because he still wants to hold some of his, some of his pride, I guess you could say. And then you would cut back to, damn, what's his name, Cavendish and Bartolomeo. Cavendish is like, "I'm trying to kill Straw Hat," or basically Bartolomeo knew that. So I heard you were trying to kill Straw Hat. He's like, he's not yours to kill. Now he's a big fanboy of Straw Hat, so I don't think that he would kill him. But the way they tried to imply, they implied it like Bartolomeo was trying to kill him. When we all know Bartolomeo is basically a big fanboy of Luffy. I think Cadaver's is like, if you get in my way, then I won't spare you no mercy, basically. Then it cuts down to Court of Coliseum, and you see Luffy riding around on Brutal Bull, taking everybody out. Then you see the huge giant just straight deck somebody and knock him out. And then the bull runs into the giant's leg, and that's when the giant said, "Are you trying to challenge me?" And then basically shield smashed them both into the ground. And obviously Luffy didn't get hurt by this. At first he's laying face down on the Seaman along with Brutal Bull, and then next time it cuts to him, you see him sitting in Indian style cross with his hand on the bull, like, "No, you hurt Brutal Bull." Then he gets up, goes into gear second, coats his hand in armor like hockey, and just decks the fucking giant, knocks him all the way down, and everybody around him's shocked, and that's where it leaves off. We don't get to see if the giant is completely out. We saw him fall to the ground, but we don't see if he's completely out or if he gets back up or what. But obviously it's a gear second armament punch, so that's pretty strong ass punch. But on the other hand, he is a giant. And actually he seems to be a little bit bigger than most of the giants. Like, not like odds or ores big, but like somewhere in between regular giant and odds and ores. But overall this episode, you know, Oda's doing a pretty good job of plot progression. This arc, it wasn't slow like the Punk Hazard arc. The plot progression in this arc is good. I'm giving the plot progression for this a 10 out of 10. The character development, we got to see a little bit of we got to see Joala. We got Doflamingo ordered Bellamy to assassinate Straw Hat Luffy in order for him to gain a position in the Dunquick-Sody family. And Diamante handed this order and is like, "You're lucky that Doflamingo is such a good guy. He's giving you a chance to stay back in the family, and assassination is an easy job." But character development, we got a little bit with Joala, Diamante, Bellamy, and basically we got a little bit with the giant too, but the giant really wasn't too much. And overall this episode, it had everything, really, but it just wasn't like, hell yeah, I didn't have that hype for me. Overall, I'm going to give this episode 8 out of 10. That's my thoughts on the Gauss piece.